Most people think they know who runs the world of espionage. The CIA, MI6, maybe Mossad, if they follow the news. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful, deadly, and resourceful intelligence agencies on the planet are ones you've never even heard of? What if the real puppet masters don't operate in the spotlight, but in shadows so deep, even your government pretends they don't exist? These agencies operate without fame, without recognition, and often without accountability. Yet their actions shape coups, control cyber warfare, influence elections, and track every digital move you make. In this video, we'll take you deep into the underbelly of international intelligence, into the world of 5 covert agencies that stay off your radar by design. They don't want you to know about them, but today, we're pulling back the curtain. Let's begin with a country you probably don't associate with top-tier global espionage, India. While the CIA and MI6 dominate headlines, India's Research and Analysis Wing, better known as RAW, has been quietly playing the long game in South Asia and beyond. RAW was formed in 1968, born out of India's realization that it needed a more independent and powerful foreign intelligence service after being caught off guard during the Indo-China War. Unlike many Western agencies, RAW operates with minimal political interference and no official accountability. Its operations include everything from intercepting communications in Pakistan and China to manipulating political landscapes in neighboring countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. RAW was reportedly involved in helping Bangladesh gain independence from Pakistan in 1971, using a blend of political manipulation and guerrilla support. It has also been deeply embedded in counter-terrorism operations, especially post-2008 Mumbai attacks. What makes RAW so fascinating isn't just its reach, it's how invisible it remains. RAW doesn't issue press statements. Its chief is never officially named. The Indian government barely acknowledges its existence, and yet it's one of the most feared and respected spy agencies in Asia. Its agents have no uniforms, no insignias, and yet influence power structures across an entire region. It's said that RAW's greatest success lies in the silence of its victories. You'll never hear about them, and that's exactly the point. Now let's travel to Eastern Europe, to a tiny country with a massive espionage footprint. Estonia. Yes, you heard that right. This small Baltic nation, often overlooked on the world map, runs one of the most advanced cyber intelligence networks in the world. The agency behind this? It's called Väliluureamet, or the Estonian Foreign Intelligence Service. In 2007, Estonia suffered what is considered the world's first full-scale cyber attack on a nation. Banks, government websites, and media were all taken offline. The attacker? Likely Russia, though never officially confirmed. Instead of panicking, Estonia responded by turning itself into the cybersecurity capital of Europe. They hardened their digital infrastructure, developed world-class cyber counterintelligence, and started actively monitoring Russian digital activities across the continent. Today, Estonian intelligence is at the forefront of EU cyber defense strategies. Its agents are highly skilled in offensive and defensive cyber warfare, often working in silence to preempt and block Russian interference in democratic elections, disinformation campaigns, and cyber espionage targeting NATO allies. What makes Estonia terrifyingly effective is their specialization. While large agencies like the NSA have global priorities, Estonia's intelligence service is laser-focused on a single threat, Russia, and in that arena they are absolutely elite. Next, let's dive into a country that has perfected the art of manipulating narratives and suppressing dissent across continents, Iran. Meet MOS, the Ministry of Intelligence and Security, also known as VAJA. While Western media often fixates on Iran's nuclear ambitions, what rarely gets coverage is how deeply embedded Iranian intelligence is in shaping geopolitical outcomes far beyond its borders. MOIS is not just a domestic surveillance agency. It's a global force, with agents operating in Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Southeast Asia. The agency has been linked to assassinations of dissidents abroad, sabotage of oil facilities, and cyber attacks targeting American infrastructure. MOS is also masterful at psychological operations, spreading propaganda, radicalizing populations, and sponsoring proxies like Hezbollah in Lebanon and militias in Iraq. One of its most chilling characteristics is its ability to blend intelligence with ideology. Unlike the more surgical nature of agencies like MI6, MOIS operates with religious zeal. Agents aren't just spies, they're believers. This makes them unpredictable and incredibly dangerous. They're not collecting data to prevent conflict. They're collecting data to wage war by any means necessary. Now we go underground, literally, to a country that has become synonymous with secrecy, North Korea. The agency? The Reconnaissance General Bureau, or RGB. Unlike most spy agencies that focus on traditional intelligence gathering, RGB is a hybrid beast. It's responsible for espionage, sabotage, cyber warfare, and even managing North Korea's international criminal enterprises. Yes, you heard that right. The same agency that hacks U.S. defense contractors is also accused of running global counterfeit currency operations, illegal arms deals, and even drug trafficking networks. RGB was the brain behind the infamous Sony Pictures hack in 2014, where emails, scripts, and personal data were leaked as retaliation for a movie that mocked Kim Jong-un. That wasn't just a cyber attack. It was a geopolitical statement wrapped in digital warfare. The RGB has also been tied to the WannaCry ransomware attack that paralyzed hospitals in the UK and hit computers in over 150 countries. And all of this from a country with limited electricity. How is that possible? Because RGB doesn't play by the rules. It recruits elite hackers from childhood, trains them under military supervision, and dispatches them globally, often disguised as IT consultants or business people. Once embedded, these agents operate in total silence. No flags, no names, just missions. Finally, we arrive at a nation that doesn't scream espionage, but is quietly becoming a force to be reckoned with in African intelligence operations, Rwanda. The Rwanda Directorate of Military Intelligence, or DMI, is not just about defending its borders. It's about controlling the entire narrative in East Africa. Rwanda's DMI is credited with executing surgical strikes in neighboring countries to neutralize threats, influence rebel factions, and control key resources like minerals and trade routes. Despite Rwanda's image as a recovering post-genocide nation, its intelligence agency is deeply embedded in operations in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. It tracks dissidents abroad, allegedly engages in assassinations in exile communities, and even intercepts diplomatic communications. Rwandan intelligence is incredibly disciplined, tech-savvy, and fiercely loyal to President Paul Kagame. Their methods are often more authoritarian than diplomatic, but they get results. What's terrifying is how quietly they operate. Almost no international press coverage, no flashy cyber leaks, no high-profile defections, just results. Their silence makes them invisible, and invisibility is the highest form of power in espionage. So why have you never heard of these agencies before? Because they don't want you to. They operate in the shadows not just to hide their missions, but to protect their strategies, their agents, and their very existence. And in the modern world, where cyber is the new battlefield and information is the new weapon, these agencies aren't just spying, they're sculpting the future. While the world debates about CIA overreach or Mossad operations, these lesser-known agencies are rewriting the rules of intelligence. They are influencing elections, controlling narratives, and sometimes waging silent wars, without a single bullet being fired. Their weapon of choice, information. Their battlefield, your devices, your data, your perceptions. The next time you hear about a cyber attack, a sudden shift in a country's leadership, or a mysterious assassination abroad, ask yourself this: was it really the CIA, or MI6 or Mossad? Or is there a whole other world of intelligence playing out beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight? Because the scariest intelligence agencies are the ones you don't know exist.